Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Random Episode. This is the podcast where we watch a random episode of a TV show from a random series that neither of us have watched before. I'm Varin.
And I'm Christy.
As always, thank you, Lars Jesus, for our intro song. And so this week, we are talking about Living Single, Season 2, Episode 18, The Last Temptation. This one aired February 9th, 1995 on Fox. And the episode summary from IMDb goes, Maxine gets a coat that Regine set out for a donation to charity, and it upsets Regine. Synclaire's classmate kisses her, and she feels guilty while on her anniversary date with Overton. So, Christy, what did you know about this show before watching it?
You know, I don't know if I knew much at all about this show. I had heard of the title, so I kind of knew. I'm pretty sure I knew that it was from the 90s just because I recognized the name of it. And it seemed like a 90s thing. And I feel like maybe I knew that it was a primarily black cast. I think I knew that. I don't know. That's it. I really have very little context for this show. What about you?
Yeah, same. I knew it was a show from the 90s, majority black cast, and I knew that Queen Latifah was on there.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
That's about the extent I knew.
Okay.
But there were some other folks on here, too, that I definitely recognized from other 90s shows.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's about it, right? That's
yeah,
all
no,
we really
very
knew about it,
little.
which is great. This is a great pick, I think, for this podcast.
Yes, we're always looking to explore things that we've never seen before.
Right. And so this was what was fascinating, though, when watching the show. This one took place in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
And it was a group of single people, professionals.
Yeah.
And it looks like in their 20s, all living in the same apartment building.
Yeah.
It sounds like they are above the apartments of each other.
Uh-huh.
So this really just seemed like a response to Fox's response to Friends.
Yeah, I had that thought for a while when I was watching it. It definitely has the Friends vibes of yes, they all live in the same building in New York. They're friends. Some of them are dating. Yeah. So it is interesting that they were on at the same time in the 90s. But when did Friends start? I don't even remember.
Great question. I don't
know. I don't know, because this started probably 94, 93, 94. But they probably started around the same time.
So this one is, we're in season 2, and it's 1995. So
I think they started around the same time.
Probably 93, 92 is when it started.
Yeah. I don't know. That's around when Friends started. So I don't know. I don't know if it was, again, one of those things where it's did one copy the other, or is it just that was the vibe of the time?
Friends started in 1994.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So maybe Friends copied Living Single.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. The other thing I thought of, again, I did not know the premise of the show at all, but the fact that it's I think it's really focusing on the 4 women. So it was 4 women in New York, they're friends. I don't know. I thought Sex and the City, but also I'm always still in the zeitgeist of Sex and the City. So this is definitely before that. But I was this is kind of it predates Sex and the City vibes of they're working professionals. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was kind of a cool, I don't know. Maybe Sex and the City ripped some of this off. I don't know.
They ripped a little bit from everyone here. Yeah, so this was, so let's dive into it, shall we?
Yeah. So
this one, there's really there's one main storyline for sure, and one small side funny storyline. So let's go with the main one, which is that Synclaire is one of the main women in this group, and I guess her and Obi are about to celebrate their 1-year anniversary. And it sounds like Synclaire is in school still. Sounds like she's maybe getting her master's or maybe doctorate in psychology.
I don't know. I did have some questions about their age. And right?
How old do you think they are?
They've got to be in their 20s. That was my guess, is they're in their 20s, only because she's still in school, which again, I mean, I'm back at school too. So and I'm not in my 20s, but I don't know. That was just kind of my okay, well, if she's kind of still taking classes, maybe they're 20s. What did you think?
Definitely in their 20s.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, and as I was just trying to describe Synclaire and her class, her level of knowledge on psychology, which is the topic that she is in class for, is she knows nothing about psychology.
No, it's pretty limited.
So if she doesn't know Psychology 101,
it feels undergradish to me.
Does feel
which
undergradish.
Again, she might be in undergrad and still like in her late 20s or whatever. But I was definitely trying to figure out the vibe because it did seem like some of them are more like working professionals. I also have questions about like how successful they are. Their apartment is pretty big.
Pretty big.
For New York
But
City.
Brooklyn, I think Brooklyn back in the 90s was, not what it was today.
Okay, I guess that's fair. But wouldn't it still be, I mean, again, it's similar to Friends, right? The whole criticism of Friends to this day is like, how did they afford these massive, nice apartments?
On their salaries?
On their salary. They were like not having real jobs in New York City. Like it felt maybe similar vibes to that, where I was like, what are their jobs that they're in this like big apartment?
Yeah. Because Queen Latifah, her character's name is Khadijah.
Yeah.
She was doing lots of work. I mean, the opening scene, she's working, pounding away on her laptop.
Yeah, those
Later,
laptops.
we see her, going at it on her laptop. So I'm very curious what she does for a living.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's talked about in like all the other episodes. But again, I don't know. That's why I was also getting Sex and the City vibes, is because they like have real jobs, and one's like a writer, one's like a publicist. Like they have real jobs, and they like actually are making money. So I don't know. But the apartment, didn't it like have multiple entrances? Or am I?
That's
I
what
don't
it seemed
know.
like for sure.
It was like a very typical set that you would see like a sitcom of the 90s, where it has like the kitchen entrance and then like the living room entrance. And I'm like, this is supposed to be a New York City apartment, and there's like multiple entrances. There was like a staircase, wasn't there?
In the guy's apartment upstairs.
yeah.
Oh no, but they made the
I
women's
don't know.
one
I feel like
too.
there was a staircase like in the apartment. Maybe I'm making
Yeah.
it up, but I don't know. Regardless, like it was a big apartment.
It was a big apartment.
Again, for people in the 90s in New York City. I don't know.
Man, yeah,
I had some
it's
questions.
probably the same as a Friends thing, where it's just these people are just together, they're single, they are working their jobs, and somehow they afford these really nice apartments.
Somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
We digress. But so Synclaire is in school, and her and Obi seem very much in love.
Yeah.
Absolutely in love with each other. And they're talking about what gifts they're going to get for each other.
Yeah.
And, but I guess Jean-Marc, who maybe this is a one-off character
Yeah, it
for
feels
him.
one-off.
And he is, I guess, in Sinclair's class, comes over to do a study session. And she's there just to learn, because I guess he's super smart in psychology. And, but he is there purely to hit on her.
Yeah.
And he makes a move on her, kisses her, and she doesn't right away
Yeah.
break it off. But I think once the shock of what's happening gets over, she does break it off.
Yeah.
And she does. I've got a boyfriend, and Jean-Marc, who we haven't even talked about who Jean-Marc is. Did you recognize him?
I don't think so, but he was real hot.
Yeah, he's very
Like
attractive.
he was crazy good looking. But
Yes.
who's the actor?
So he has been in a bunch of stuff. He has he's currently in a show, like a cop show called Shield. I think he was on The Young and the Restless for
wow.
a long ass time.
Wow. I mean, this was what, like 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I guess these people are like old-ish now, right? Like
Yeah.
they're probably old. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. So I think the important part of that story is the fact that he is super hot. And so when he comes in, all the friends are like
Oh, yes.
gawking over him. Max, who's so funny. I love her humor.
He was so
is
funny.
just like basically throwing herself at him. So funny. So yes, like that's part of it, is he's super hot and he's clearly into Synclaire, which is going to make it hard for her when he makes a move.
Exactly. Oh, and the actor's name is Shamar Moore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been in a bunch of stuff over the years. Probably because he's just so damn good looking.
He's just really good looking. Yeah.
And he's a bald man now, so I
okay.
I appreciate it.
We love that. Yeah.
Represent us, my boy.
I don't know. But I mean, I do have some questions about, I don't know. So obviously there's not like the internet. So they can't just like have a online study session. So they do have to meet in person to study together. But like, did you ever have people come to your apartment or like house to study together, like in college or anything?
Great question. I believe I did, yeah.
Doesn't that seem, I don't know. I feel like that seems like intimate to me. Like meet at a library. Like, come to my house?
I was not one of those people who went to the library to study. The library
Okay.
was way too distracting for me. Maybe I have ADD or something, but
Okay.
the library was way too distracting. I never got any studying done because there's just
Okay.
so many people there.
Okay.
So I personally preferred when we got together, like at someone's place, and
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay. I'm trying to think back. I feel like I met people I didn't go to the library often, but if I wanted to meet somebody, I feel like we would meet in the library and not somebody's house.
okay.
But I don't know.
So I
Maybe it's
had
not
no
weird.
problem. I had no problem with
Okay.
him coming over for a
Yeah.
study session, and she was completely professional about this, or professional, but whatever. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she had all
Platonic.
the right, but yes, intentions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she like legitimately just wanted to study,
Exactly,
and he's really smart.
because she doesn't know anything about psychology. She doesn't.
Well, clearly. Yeah, she was not too smart about it. Okay, so yeah, they kiss by accident, and then I guess she's like, you gotta go.
Yeah, and she does the right thing. She kicks him out, but she holds on. She has the guilt. She tells her friends about it, and all her friends tell her essentially, "Don't tell Obi."
Don't confess. Yeah.
Exactly. What do you think? Is that the right advice?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. Like, this is the thing that I was thinking about with this. So basically, your friends are like, just don't tell him, right? Because it's like tomorrow is their 1 year anniversary. Like, you don't want to ruin the anniversary. Just like, don't tell him. So I think the part that makes this tricky is just like the timing, because I do think it would be the right thing to tell him, like, especially because she didn't instigate it, like just to say, hey, like this thing happened. It was super weird. Like I wasn't into it, but I like feel like you should know. But if she tells him right now, it's going to like put a huge damper on their anniversary. But then if you wait to tell him, then it's like, why didn't you tell me? So I think she's just in like a really hard place because of the timing of it all. Like if it wasn't the anniversary, just tell him. But it's the anniversary, so I don't know. What do you think?
You gotta tell him.
Yeah.
And exactly the whole point of the show, right? Then the title of the show is The Last Temptation.
Yeah.
And I think we failed to mention that it appears as if they've been saving themselves for having sex.
Yes.
Until the right moment, which I think they were both expecting would be the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
I think that was like the hinting that they're giving us that.
Yeah, like all the
they're
other
waiting.
friends were definitely referencing like, oh, like you haven't done it yet. Yeah. Yeah, so like that's the thing is like, you don't want to put a damper on that moment by talking about how you kiss somebody else.
But I think you have to say, I think you just tell before the fancy dinner. Before you go to dinner, that
Yeah, I
morning, just
guess.
the morning up, just be like, hey, want to let you know this happened, but I kicked him out right away. But I feel like I had to tell you because I didn't want to ruin this evening.
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to do it. But how does she do it? She tries to hold it in.
Yeah.
But when at dinner at the
nice fancy dinner.
nice, a very French restaurant. I should have written down the name of the French restaurant because it was something like, again, just sitcom quintessential.
Yeah, so there was like a harp
cheesy
playing.
name for a French restaurant. And there's a
Yeah.
harp playing, and the waiter, of course, a waiter at a French restaurant in New York City is overly French with a
Yes.
heavy French accent. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And they exchange gifts at the restaurant, which was also interesting. Have you ever exchanged gifts at a restaurant?
That's an
that
interesting
big of
question.
gifts.
No, I was going to say when I was early on dating my now husband, he did give me like a necklace at a restaurant, but it was like in a little box. So it was like in his pocket. So he could like pull it out and give it to me. So like that was nice. Very cute, very appreciated. But yes, she gives him like this giant box. It's kind of weird. And like, okay, I guess like if you have a kid's birthday, like you would bring a kid a present at a restaurant.
Right.
Like that's sure. But yeah, like bringing your date like a huge box at a restaurant was weird.
I just think that's so impractical to be walking around
Yeah.
this giant box, walk into the restaurant with a giant box. You then have to leave the restaurant with that giant box too.
And it's like they live in the same apartment building. Like you could just give it to them later.
Exactly.
Like there's so many opportunities to give this person a big present that's not awkwardly in the middle of a restaurant.
And he gives her a charm bracelet.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that is fine to be like, oh, like here's this little thing at dinner. Like that's cute.
And he, when he showed his friend, his roommate, the charm bracelet, his name's Kyle, I believe, the roommate.
Yeah.
And, they were looking at the different charms that are on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I love the charm bracelet because it's very personal. Like you see he puts a lot of thought
The charm
and effort
bracelet
into it.
is so 90s, right?
Oh, yes.
Like, I feel like charm bracelets were a thing in the 90s that are not so much like a thing anymore.
No, they came back. Remember
Are
with
they?
what was that brand?
Pandora.
No, not Pandora.
Oh,
There
that was like 90s, 2000s.
no in
There's new charm
2010s.
bracelets?
What's that? The Annie was it Annie something?
Oh, yeah.
talking
I guess they
about?
always have like a moment. I do now know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been a charm bracelet person, but I feel like in the 90s was a big like moms collected and they would be like, here's a charm for like this vacation we went on. Like, here's a charm for like this kid's activity. I'm not into that, but I don't know. Maybe they'll have a like renaissance and come back again and maybe I'll be into it eventually. But it was very 90s.
I can't wait till your next anniversary and your husband shows up.
Oh, yes,
with
with the charm
bracelet.
bracelet. I'm going to love it so much with all the different charms. Well, and my husband would also include the same charm that Obi included. What was it like? The
Skull
one
and
that,
crossbones?
the skull and crossbones because she's so dark. I was like, that would be on my charm bracelet.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
so perfect.
Obi is great. He obviously cares a lot. And again, they love each other. And again,
Yeah.
if she just told him in the morning, I think they could have easily weathered this and had a great time.
Yeah. Well, so then like when she gets his gift, she starts crying because she feels so guilty. And doesn't she flat out say like, I'm a slut?
Yes.
I was like, ma'am.
You are not a slut.
Excuse me. Like, this is the indoctrination of like women being told, like, oh my gosh, you did the wrong thing. Like, you're the slut. You're in the wrong. Like, ma'am, you did not do anything wrong.
No.
Some guy like made a move on you in your home. Like, that's the problem.
Exactly.
I'm not okay with that.
And even when she told her friends about it, I think it was Khadijah said, when she mentioned that he kissed her, Khadijah goes, are you guys having relationship problems? Is something going on?
I know. It's like,
It's like,
blaming,
no, don't blame
blaming
her.
Synclaire.
No, yeah,
know.
exactly. They're trying to shame her, but no, he attacked her.
I know. And like, let's be honest, like, it was unwanted. There was no consent.
No.
Like, he full on just made a move on her in her house where nobody else was around. I don't know. It wasn't. It just like it wasn't consensual. She's not at fault.
It was not consensual, and Jean-Marc obviously had different intentions. Different signals were received, I guess, because I guess he said he wasn't aware that she had a boyfriend.
Well, I get the vibe that Synclaire is just like super nice and friendly and bubbly and like she probably is flirty. Like that's just like the type of personality that she is, and so I could. I can see why he would like get those signals. And maybe, sir, ask before you just put your lips on somebody.
100%. 100%.
We are 100% pro consent in this podcast.
Yes, we are.
All right.
But Obi gets very upset when he finds out, and he storms out of the restaurant, and Sinclair's left to chase after him, and the waiter is left to chase after them too. Do you see that at the very end?
Because they like left on their bill.
Because they hadn't paid the bill yet. I thought they were going to make a bigger thing out of that. I think they must have cut that scene because you could see the waiter clearly running after them, but they cuts. So I think it was edited out. I think there must have been something more.
That's funny.
Yeah. And they come back to their apartment. So they go back to the apartment building. This is where we see the lobby, I guess, or the entrance to their apartment building in Brooklyn. And we can tell that the women, they live on the first floor.
Yeah.
And so they can hear when they come in, and the all the roommates are all putting their ear to the door to overhear them talking about what's going on. But then they go upstairs to the men's apartment.
Yes.
So that's when we know that they're like right above them. Because they even talk about like trying to hear like the upstairs and everything. But they go into the men's apartment, which is nice, has like a nice little loft area.
Yeah.
That has a super nice apartment too.
These are very nice apartments.
Very nice apartment.
I don't know what they do for a living, but they can afford it, I guess.
And it's got two men over there, while downstairs is 3, 4.
No, I think wasn't there a reference to Max's apartment? Like she lives alone.
Yes, Max lives alone. That's right.
So I think it's the 3 other women.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Who lived there. And then it was some like allusion to the fact that like we never see Max's apartment.
Which I love.
I
love that.
Yeah. I get it.
It's great. Anyway.
We'll get to Max.
We'll get essentially what happens with the show is they make up, and they do a lot more than just make up. Kyle says that he's going to go check in on them because he hears it's very quiet up there, and everyone's very concerned. And so Kyle goes up to his apartment, walks in, smiles, immediately picks up the phone to call the women, says, oh, they are completely fine because he sees a trail of clothes heading on upstairs. And
They did the deed.
They did the deed.
Great. Good for them.
Yes.
You know, it's an interesting way that this came about for them, like a big fight, a potential cheating scandal led to their first time.
It was great.
Happy for them.
Very happy for them. And it's funny because when we see them in bed, Obi's wearing his hat.
The hat that he got as the gift.
Exactly.
Oh,
He's
man.
putting it to good use.
Yes. And doesn't she say, keep the hat on, we'll do it again?
No, she says, take it off.
Take the hat
I
off.
want you naked.
Oh, that's gross. That's what it was. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So romantic. Yeah. So they're happy and in love.
They are happy in love.
Happy
and
for
now
them.
they have finally had sex together. Good for them.
I wonder do you think this couple is going to be together for the duration of the show?
I hope so. That seems like the characters.
Yeah, they're the stable couple, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 1, they flirt, and then season
Yeah.
2, they start dating.
Yeah.
Actually, no, if they've been dating for a year, that I would then guess they probably
They
started dating.
dating in season
So they
1.
probably started dating season 1, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this is the stable couple that'll connect everybody.
Yeah, which is pretty common in sitcoms.
Because we didn't really learn much about Kyle, who seems to be the other male lead. And I wonder, it didn't seem like he's dating any of the other women, did it?
No, it didn't, but they did talk a little bit about his relationship status and how he is.
Oh, he hooks up with a lot.
Kyle is single, yes, and he hooks up with a lot of women.
Okay. I mean, yeah, go do you. So yeah, I wondered about that, if maybe he ever has gotten with any of the other women or he will. I don't know. Anything's possible.
Anything else on this storyline?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Aside
for them.
from, we did get a Cosby reference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't age well, but yeah, when Obi was the restaurant that they get a reservation at, it's very hard to get. And Kyle asks, how the hell did you get a reservation there? Obi says that essentially says that his uncle is Bill Cosby. So 90s.
Very 90s. He's very big in the 90s. All right, should we talk about Max?
Let's talk
I love Max.
about Max.
Did you love her?
I absolutely loved her. She was hilarious.
She's the best character for sure.
I laughed out loud
Me
so
too.
many times on her. Just her presence, the actor's presence was just amazing. She's just so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess Regine, who's one of the roommates, puts out a box of clothes for donation.
Yeah.
But was she just putting it out there just for free? Just hey, take this stuff? Or was it
No,
for
I think
pickup
for a
by
pickup.
okay.
Yeah, I've done that before. Have you ever scheduled a pickup to your house?
I have, but I didn't know how it was.
I'm pretty sure that's what she was doing.
That was like a 2000s thing, or
Yeah,
90s it did the same
I
thing,
guess
and-
that happened. It does seem a little bit I don't want to say sketchier, but to put on an apartment stoop in New York, anything could happen to that box.
Exactly.
Okay. So yes, she puts it out there.
She puts it out there, and there's all these clothes that she wants to donate, and she feels very righteous about it.
Yeah, she did such a good
She
thing.
feels she's doing a good thing.
Yeah.
But then Max walks in wearing a brand new coat that she found on the front stoop. Regine is very upset, where'd you get that coat from? And she goes, I just found it on the front stoop. She goes, That's
Yeah.
my coat.
Oh my
And
God.
that's just the runner throughout the whole episode is Maxine rubbing it in Regine's face that she has her coat, and Regine being so upset that she's wearing her coat and she wants it back.
Yes, which is a little ridiculous, Regine. You gave it away. You clearly didn't want this coat, and now you only want it back because Max is wearing it. But Max rubbing it in her face is so funny. Because then Regine's you don't even know how to style that. And she's just found $20 in the pocket. I'll go buy some accessories. I don't know. I clearly can't deliver it the way she does, but so funny. Everything she says, just rubbing in it. She's always wearing the coat.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's so, she's so good. And it gets to the point where Regine is now looking up the jacket herself to try and I don't understand why she was looking it up in the magazines.
In the catalog that she
catalogs,
ordered it from.
yes. So is she trying to buy Maxine her own and she can get hers back, or is she trying to buy one for
I think
herself?
it like she was like it. I feel like it was she's very like wants what she can't have, and like clearly didn't want this coat. That's why she gave it away. And now that Max has it, she's like, well, now I need this coat. And so yeah, she went back to her catalogs because obviously that's how people bought clothes was through their mail order catalogs. And she was like, I can't find the coat. Like it's not in stock anymore. It's like not available in the catalogs anymore. So yeah, I think she was trying to buy it for herself because she was pissed that Maxine had it.
It was so funny, but
And
she
it,
couldn't find it in the
and,
catalog.
and it was going to be like a couple $100 because then later she offers Max like what $300, like some hundreds of dollars for this coat.
She said in the catalog she knew she paid $250 for it.
Yes.
But she was offering $300, and Maxine's like, no, I'm not taking it. But then at the end of the episode, Regine's got her coat back because we find out she bought it from Max for how much?
Wasn't it like $400?
$400.
This is where I'm like, what is Regine's deal? Like she is that insecure about like her stuff and wanting things. Like that was your coat that you did not want, and now you are out $400 extra just to have your used coat back.
This must be part of like the dynamic between her and Maxine. There must be some like Maxine is carefree and well, obviously because when they do go to her apartment, because they even mentioned how like Max never has them over at her apartment. I guess they all go over to her apartment to watch a movie. And well, I wish we had seen it.
I know.
It's kind of like a Kramer type situation.
I think it is. Yeah, like we'll never see where she lives.
Exactly. But when they come back, they have to leave because she has no food in her apartment, and the only food she had was food she had stolen from them like months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So it seems as if Max is just a carefree person. Doesn't have a lot of stuff, doesn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And again, very Kramer-esque.
Yeah. And Regine, I get the sense, cares a lot about fashion. And like that's why she was maybe like refreshing her wardrobe, getting rid of the old stuff. And clearly, I mean, when she says she spent $250 on that coat, we're talking 30 years ago money. Like that's a lot of money for today to spend on a coat. Like that would have been a lot of money back then to spend on a coat. Yeah. So again, what does she do for a living? We don't know in this episode what Regine's job is, but
she's got to be making
money, right? Like she's just spending money on coats and buying her own coats back and flipping through catalogs, spending all this dough. I don't know. She's an interesting one.
Yeah. Great.
And I just love the way that Max just like abuses her.
It's so great. Because she just takes things too seriously and Max just eggs her on. It was so fantastic.
Yeah.
But we do find out the value of money back in the 90s because that $400, she comes in saying that she has booked herself a single ski trip to Vail.
Yeah.
With that $400. I'm like, oh my God, $400 gets you a flight, lodging, ski.
There's no way.
Rental, all for $400. That's amazing.
There's no way that was accurate. Even back 30 years ago, there's no way that she could have. Maybe the $400 covered like the lodging and the skiing, but not the flights. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
What was it like 30 years ago?
Exactly. We were kids.
I was too young.
So no idea.
Yeah, but I do love that. She's like, great, like booked myself a Vail vacation and also like found all these other clothes in that box too. So like keep it coming.
Yep. So she's wearing a brand new sweater that was once Regine's.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
And I'm just like, Regine, girl, don't keep buying back all your clothes. Let them go.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
It's time.
You gave them away for a reason.
Exactly.
I don't know. Okay, so this made me think about getting rid of clothes. Like, do you personally feel like you're able to purge clothes, or are you more like, I don't want to get rid of it, it's too sentimental, like what if I need it again? Like what is your feeling around your clothing?
Oh boy. So with me and clothes, it's been a journey, man.
Oh, okay.
It's been a journey. So I used to love clothes. Used to
Yeah,
love
very
buying
fashion.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely have items of clothing that I've held onto that have sentimental value.
Okay.
Like a pair of shoes that I wore to our first homecoming dance.
Oh my God, that's like really extreme
I still
sentimental.
have those pairs of shoes.
Wow.
And there's different T-shirts, things like that I have that have something of
sure.
value. But yeah, no, I mean, ever since the pandemic, weight change, everything like that, like I used to have a whole bunch of suits that just didn't fit anymore. And now it's just kind of the point where like I don't know, like it just feels uncomfortable buying new clothes.
Okay.
So I'm not like, I'm still, even after all these years, still trying to feel comfortable in my body and finding clothes that fit in me now. So
So do you get rid of the stuff that?
so I get rid of the stuff
And
more quickly.
And can you just like let it go? Like, are you easily just like pull it out of my closet? Like I'm gone.
It's sad because I still held on to some of the, because now that I'm a size up, I still held on to a lot of the clothing items I had from when I was a size lower.
I feel like everybody
hoping
does that.
that one day I'd get back into them.
Yeah.
So, but then I just have to come to terms with it sometimes. And then when I do a closet purge, and I'm like, it's sad. I feel bad that I have to like get rid of these clothes because I like was really hoping one day I'd get back into them. So buy stuff. But yeah, so I do donate, and I try and keep a more slim, minimalistic wardrobe. I guess more in the hopes of one day I'll lose weight and can get back into. Start when I lose weight, I'll get buy all these new clothes. I have a wonderful closet full of clothes. So that's where my journey is with clothes. How about you?
I love purging my closet. I don't do it often, but I probably like twice a year I'll do like a pretty big purge, mostly just because I'm like tired of stuff. I don't know. And I've been like trying to dabble with this idea of what do they call it? Like the capsule. I don't know if men think about this. Like there's like a capsule wardrobe where it's like you only need these like 20 pieces and that's like all you'll need to make 1,000,000 outfits. I don't know. So I'm trying to like become more minimalist and like purge stuff that I don't actually like. I'm also trying now to only buy stuff that is like more high quality, like not doing the fast fashion shit of like, oh, just like this cheapo stuff that's made in, Chinese factories. So I don't know. I do enjoy a purge though. So I was identifying with Regine, but I don't think I would ever like her pay money to get my clothes back. I don't know.
I doubt many people would, but I think that's just part of the pettiness of this character.
Yes. Like I feel like when I get rid of it, I'm done with it. I will say though, because fashion is so cyclical, I now do think like, oh my gosh, stuff I got rid of in like the early 2000s is back. Like what if I had never gotten rid of it? I feel like I would be like back in fashion again. So that is my only concern with like the purge and wanting stuff back is like, do I want stuff back from the 90s?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I get it. We are now in a cycle of new fashion.
We're back in the Well, honestly, this episode, and then like I looked at some pictures from IMDb, like what they're wearing is back in fashion.
Right.
Like this was 95, and this is what Gen Z and below are wearing right now. So I'm like, do I wish I had my 90s clothes? I mean, to be fair, in the 90s I was a child, so they would not fit me. But like, basically, what I wore as a child in the 90s is back.
Yeah.
So I need it back. I'm going to go pay somebody hundreds of dollars to get all my 90s clothes back.
And that's why I don't know what to wear now because, again, the style is changing.
But like for men, I don't know. I feel like it's more consistent.
I don't know.
I just feel like women.
For men, I think for grown suburban dad men, it is on a delay, right? I think like the skinny jeans was delayed before that became fashionable for us to wear. And now I'm kind of just like waiting to see. I honestly don't know. I want to buy new jeans, but I just don't know what to buy because
you got to wait and see what's in fashion.
Exactly.
You got to check out my Instagram. Basically, like my Instagram feed now, my algorithm is like you like the following 2 shows and fashion posts, and like that's all it shows me. So it's great. Like you just got to teach your algorithm that's what you want to see, and it'll teach you everything.
Okay, well, you have to teach me how to teach my algorithm because I don't know how to do that.
You just got to like search, occasionally search for stuff or like click on the right stuff. I don't know. My Instagram knows me so well. This is why it's addictive and terrible. But yeah, it shows me all the fashion related posts that I want to see. I know exactly what Gen Z is wearing. I try to be cool like them, but then I realize I'm a millennial, so like I'm not cool like them. Yeah. That's where we are in our lives. But regardless, like I said, would not be paying money to get back my purged clothes.
Yeah.
And that's the moral of the story, people.
And that's the random fashion episode for you all, folks. I also just want to quickly talk about the intro song and how much I love the intro song because it took me straight back to the 90s.
It was so, I literally wrote in my notes, so 90s.
Yeah, I loved the intro song.
It was great. It was. Do you think it was Queen Latifah singing?
We
haven't talked about Queen Latifah like at all.
Yeah, she was like just a minor role in this episode.
But is this where she got her start?
Great question.
Because then, I mean, I feel like Queen Latifah like became a huge thing.
Yes.
In, I don't know, the late 90s, early 2000s. I just feel like her name was everywhere. Like, she had her own show.
Now she's got the Equalizer show.
I don't even know what that is.
I know that's good.
But didn't she have like the Queen Latifah show?
I think so.
That was like a show in the 2000s, maybe. I don't know, but I feel like this maybe was one of her starts, or like was her starting.
It's gotta
point.
Be. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, she had a pretty limited role in this episode, but I don't know because she sings, right? Am I making
she does
that
sing.
up?
Yes,
that's what I thought. So I was like, oh, maybe she like got her start singing and acting in this show.
Did you watch the Oscars recently? Because they did a performance of The Wiz where Queen Latifah was the lead.
Oh.
And but she was like the main singer, and it was so damn good. It was so damn good.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should check it out.
Okay. No, I mean, I just feel like she's still so big and so famous. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for her. Thank you to Living Single.
Thank you, Living Single. And I remember, so it was funny because, so Queen Latifah, obviously, everyone knows Queen Latifah, but I also know that she was in an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And Regine
that sounds familiar to me.
Was also in an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
How do you remember these like one-off episodes?
Because it was just because I remembered her. I saw her and I was like, she's from the episode where she is dating Will and she won't have sex until she's married. And so Will fakes a marriage with Jazz to like officiate it. And they go to like, some skeezy hotel room, and she's like all into it. Like she thinks that they're like she's actually married. They're about to have sex, and
I clearly have never seen that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh man,
is it like a later season? Maybe I didn't watch later seasons.
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I also will say I don't think I watched that show like religiously. I've definitely seen a lot of those episodes, but I have no recollection of that episode you're describing. That's so interesting.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, it was so good. But again, I don't think I watched it maybe as regularly.
Rest in peace, Mr. Phil.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
I do know that there were two actresses who played the mom, right?
That's right, yep.
Like she got replaced.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know that. And then the woman who played, what was like the sister's name?
Which one?
I don't know. Oh yeah, there were two sisters.
Two sisters.
There was Hillary, she's the older sister, and then who's the younger sister? I don't know. Whoever that actress is now a like sometimes character in Abbott Elementary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's on. I see her every so often.
Oh, nice.
See, I love Fresh Prince, but I clearly haven't seen the episode you're talking about. Anyway, I digress again. I'm loving the tangents today.
We are on so many tangents. Anyway, the point to say is that with this show being a 90s show and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air being a 90s show, there were definitely crossovers.
A lot of overlap, yeah.
And that's where these actors, I was like, oh yeah, I remember them from this show and that show.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Oh my gosh, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Great. Then let's move on over to acting quality. So on a rating system from A to F, with A being the best acting out there to F just being straight up garbage, how would you rate the acting in the show?
I feel like I've talked about this before with sitcoms. I feel like it's always harder for me because it's not supposed to be serious. Like, it's supposed to be silly. So I'm like, oh, are they being a good actress? I thought Max, though, was so good. Like, again, it was like over the top and silly, but like so well done. I would say just B. Like, I think it was a good sitcom. It was good sitcom acting. B.
Yeah, I gave it B minus.
Yeah.
Max, I agree.
Max is great.
Max was awesome. The best. Carried the show. And honestly, I think Queen Latifah was honestly my least favorite actor.
Okay.
She wasn't just...
Yeah, I don't think she did much.
She wasn't really acting as well as everyone else was.
Okay.
But yeah, that was... Yeah, I think we're aligned there with the B minus.
Sounds good.
Okay, and let's move over to our representation of color. It's the Rock rating, where we judge based on the number of POCs in the episode out of 0 to 10. And, I mean, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
We love it.
Yeah.
Were there any white people in the show?
Just in the restaurant.
Like one person in a restaurant. But even at the restaurant, it was also multiple, like, people of color at the restaurant, too.
Yeah. I
was
loved
like,
it.
this is a great show.
And again, and this is a show on Fox, man. We talked about
Yeah.
like Martin also being a Fox.
Was Martin on
show.
Fox?
Yes.
Okay.
Like Fox.
Was Fox like the most diverse network at the time?
That's what it seems like.
Now that we're talking about it, what was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on?
That was NBC.
Okay. Trying to think of any other like, I don't know. Okay.
But
Interesting.
I feel like
Yeah.
what Fox was good at with these shows was, and even Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is like, it is a black family that's in a white environment, right?
True. Yeah.
But this one's just like, we are giving a show about black people in,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn and
Yeah.
where in Martin? Was that Chicago?
I forget.
Anyway.
So long ago we watched it.
Yeah, so it was great.
Yeah,
So I mean, I give it to
that's cool.
Fox. I give it to Fox.
I know. Great work,
not,
team.
Not anymore, but. And finally, did you like it?
I did like it. I thought it was fun. It was an enjoyable watch. Yeah, it was a good time. What about you?
Yeah, I really liked it.
I
Really.
actually laughed multiple times,
So did
which I
I.
don't usually do when we watch quote unquote comedies. Sometimes we fail, but this was great.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, loved it, and LOL many times. Again, hats off, or Obi's fedora hat off to Max.
Yeah,
She just
really carried
stole
the
show.
show in a good way.
All right. Anything else, Christy?
No, just a good choice.
Yeah.
A good random episode that neither of us knew anything about, and we ended up really liking. We love that.
Exactly. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Remember to follow us on Spotify or wherever you're listening. And if you like what you hear, please rate us 5 stars. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Random Episode Pod. Finally, and most importantly, come back next week for our next random episode.
Bye.